I'm Summer Morris, CPA, ex-corporate accounting girl and health coach turned CEO of a multi-six-figure business while helping others build financial security, healthier habits, and a better quality of life. It wasn't that long ago I lacked the confidence, the right plan, and time to focus on growing my small but mighty business, while also having time for healthy activities I wanted to pursue away from my desk. Fast forward past many failures and lessons learned, and you'll see the healthier business and lifestyle I have today. One that changes lives while giving me more freedom than I ever thought possible. I created the Fit to Endure podcast to share simple, actionable, step-by-step strategies to help you do the same. So if you're looking to feel better, live a healthier life without blowing your budget, start a side hustle, or train for your next race, this show will help you make an impact and achieve your goals without creating the overwhelm and burnout that makes you want to quit. You ready? Let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to episode 19 of the Fit to Endure podcast. I'm glad you're listening in today, and I hope you're doing very well. I'm about 4.5 weeks into my post-surgery phase for my broken clavicle, and I think I have about another 10 days or so of wearing the sling on my left arm. If you're unfamiliar with my injury or a little curious, check out episode 16, How I Escaped Alcatraz but Got Caught with a Broken Collarbone. Speaking of the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon, the 2024 race was my second time racing the course. The Escape from Alcatraz triathlon is a tricky one to get into. There's so many people across the globe that are interested in participating that they hold a lottery each year and select about 2,000 people out of that lottery to race. Now, 2023 was my first time in this race. So fun. And as with most triathlons, there was a pre-race information session the day before that race. So just picture we're jumping back to 2023, the day before the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon, at the pre-race information session, okay? So there, the race staff is going over the course for the swim portion, the bike portion, the run portion, all these excited people just watching and learning and just, you can't wait to get in the water the following morning. Here they're sharing tips and tricks and common questions that people ask to help make the race as successful and achievable for the participants as possible. At last year's pre-race information session, they hosted a brief race history trivia game. So fun. And I was fortunate enough to get picked for a question that I just happened to read about the night before. The question was, back in 1981, when they started the Escape from Alcatraz triathlon, what was the distance of the run portion? Give you a little hint, the run portion it is right now at 2024, and it was for 2023, was 8 miles. So the question was, what was the distance of the run portion of the first Escape from Alcatraz back in 1981? The answer? 18 miles. My prize for answering this question was a huge pile of athletic items. I won Rudy Project sunglasses, an Aquasphere swim mask, my favorite, by the way. It's the same one I already had packed for the race because it's so good for open water swimming. It doesn't leak, even in the choppy waves. I also won various packets and powders of fuel, a gift certificate for the Sports Basement retail store, and the book, Play Forever, How to Recover from Injury and Thrive by Kevin R. Stone, MD. After leaving the information session, I was so excited to use the new sunglasses in the following day's run. I handed the extra swim mask to my boyfriend for his swim. We tucked the new fueling items into a bag at our hotel, and later I put the book on a bookshelf at home. I tend to favor paper books, and so this one was happily placed among the others. Let's change topics for a few moments. Those who know me fairly well can think of me as being driven, tenacious, highly independent, sensitive, and athletic, whatever that means in the moment, whether I'm focused on roller skating or inline skating, indoor rock climbing, triathlon training, hiking, or running in the hills of the local trails. I'm someone that doesn't need external motivation to get out and move. I just love getting out. So it's been a challenge for me in the sling is that although I'm not in denial that yes, I broke my collarbone on the bike portion of the triathlon, and yes, it is in the process of healing, and I am honoring the processes that my doctor prescribed me to foster healing, I'm taking time each day to do the physical therapy exercises the therapist assigned to me, the physical therapist instructed me that if I'm not feeling pain, then I can do lower body strength training and abdominal work. I can ride the stationary bike. As long as I wear my sling and I don't have pain, I can move forward with these efforts. So it's been incredibly frustrating and a learning opportunity for me is how people that don't know me or people that I thought knew me well, when they see me in the sling, it feels as though they see it as a symbol of weakness. They see a symbol that they need to coddle me or wrap me in bubble wrap. I think it's lovely when somebody wants to demonstrate an element of sympathy, but I've also had other people ask to help me in certain circumstances. And when I say no, thank you, they continue to push their agenda on me, wanting to do whatever it is that they think I should be doing instead of what I feel is right for me. Take, for example, last week. I have my earbuds in and I'm on the phone conversation with a girlfriend. And all the while, I'm loading bags in my car one at a time, honoring the process. I have my left arm in a sling. And so delicately, with all these lighter bags in my right hand, just putting them in my car one at a time. Another woman sees me and says, "Can I help you?" I didn't quite understand what she was saying because my girlfriend was chatting in my ear in the earbuds. And so I went, "Wait, what? What is it you're asking?" She's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "No, thank you." And she continued to press her concern of like, "No, let me help you. You're injured. You need to let me help you." And it was interesting, because yes, I'm wearing this sling. It's obviously a symbol of injury, but I wasn't, or at least my thought is I wasn't demonstrating a need for help, that I wasn't able to complete the task of putting a few bags in my car on my own. Or I've had people who were previously more close to me physically for hugs or what have you, clearly show a level of cautious avoidance for fear of hurting me. And when I say it won't hurt, or if it did, that I'll modify where their hand or arm is, instead, they just made me again feel like I was wrapped in bubble wrap. And after a good handful of episodes of people with good intentions pushing their beliefs on how they feel I should move or not move my body, when I looked over at the bookcase last week and saw the book that I won in last year's Escape Trivia Contest, I pulled it out and started reading it immediately. So today, I have a special treat for you. We're going to be diving into that must-read book, Play Forever, How to Recover from Injury and Thrive by Dr. Kevin R. Stone. Yes, the book I won from the trivia contest. Whether you're an athlete, someone recovering from an injury, or simply looking for ways to maintain peak performance as you age, this book has some invaluable insights. Play Forever, How to Recover from Injury and Thrive by Dr. Kevin R. Stone is a jewel in the realm of sports medicine literature. Dr. Stone is a renowned orthopedic surgeon and founder of the Stone Clinic in the San Francisco Bay Area, with a career's worth of experience working with elite athletes and active individuals. His book is a comprehensive guide aimed at helping you achieve and maintain an active lifestyle indefinitely, regardless of age. One principle Dr. Stone emphasizes throughout the book is the power of mindset. And let me tell you, his perspective is as refreshing as it is transformative. Now, mind you, as I mentioned a little earlier, I've been feeling some frustration for the past 4.5 weeks as I've been wearing the sling. And yes, I know there's been pain, but each day the pain lessens and I'm trying to move closer and closer to me, whatever that is. And having folks that maybe know me or maybe don't know me at all and putting me in some sort of box as almost like an injured bird, if that makes sense. Consider this powerful quote from page 344. Post-surgery, it is important to see yourself as an athlete in training rather than a patient in rehab. Let's take a moment to unpack that. Dr. Stone points out that how we view our recovery process drastically affects the outcome. By seeing oneself as an athlete in training, you adopt a proactive, goal-oriented mindset that inherently boosts your motivation, resilience, and adherence to the rehabilitation protocols. This shift in perspective can transform the recovery journey from mundane, demoralizing experience to an empowering journey of rediscovery and growth. When I read this sentence, I felt like this author gets me. After all the people with good intentions whose comments ended up making me feel that I was frail or broken, or I should just really limit whatever I'm doing and focus on the wound, Instead, Dr. Stone's book provided a more helpful blueprint of what to do next. I'm so grateful I glanced over the bookcase last week and had my eyes land on the cover. Dr. Stone doesn't just stop at changing your mindset. His book is brimming with actionable advice, training techniques, and scientific insights. You'll find detailed chapters on nutrition, workout regimens tailored to different stages of life, and even mental health strategies to keep your mind as fit as your body. One of the more standout sections for me was his in-depth analysis of injury prevention. Dr. Stone offers an array of preventative measures and explains the biomechanics behind common injuries. He stresses the importance of conditioning not just those major muscle groups, but also the often neglected stabilizing muscles. And I've learned a lot about stabilizing muscles and my need to do more for them the past couple years after the various ankle injuries I've had, some that would then resonate up to occasional knee pain. In fact, last April, when I was attempting the Lake Sonoma 50-mile hilly trail run in the sloppy mud, I ended up DNFing, that's did not finish, in the race because of left knee pain that I share more insight on in episode 8, Overcoming Setbacks in DNF. After the Lake Sonoma race, I had an appointment with a sports medicine doctor who had both my knees x-rayed. And the sports medicine doctor highlighted to me that the structure of my knees was fantastic. They had these V formations that he was very happy to see, and there were no structural issues with the knees. But I was experiencing knee pain because of mechanical issues. So the issues I could work on through greater strength and mobility work, including those stabilizing muscles. Moreover, the book Play Forever is not just about physical endurance, but also emotional and psychological endurance too. Dr. Stone delves into the importance of finding joy in activity, advocating for sports and exercise forms that you genuinely love. After all, the best exercise is the one that you look forward to doing every day, the one that gets you jumping out of bed in the morning when you used to think, I'll never get up early. Another compelling aspect of his book is its user-friendly approach. You don't need to be a medical professional to grasp the concepts. Dr. Stone's writing is accessible, making complex ideas easy to understand and implement. Each chapter includes practical tips, summary points, and even diagrams to help you visualize the exercises and strategies discussed. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a professional or age group athlete, or someone keen to prolong their active lifestyle, Play Forever can equip you with the knowledge and tools you need. It's more than a book. It's a lifelong manual for physical and mental well-being. So there you have it, my review of Play Forever by Dr. Kevin R. Stone. This is not just a book to read. It's a guide to integrate into your whole life. And remember, the next time you're facing recovery or aiming to improve your fitness, I invite you to shift your mindset the way Dr. Stone does in his book. And as a separate side note, last week, as I was starting to read the book and I came across the quote I mentioned earlier about thinking about yourself as an athlete in training, I had a conversation with a girlfriend of mine whose husband, prior to a long-term illness he's been experiencing, was an avid soccer player. And I had the conversation with her on how did you overcome those experiences that I've been feeling on a much lighter level because, really, I just have a broken collarbone. I don't have this debilitating lifelong illness he has. How did you focus on him as a man and as your husband, and not as somebody who was just ill? And she said, I needed to understand that if we were going to make this work, I needed to see beyond his illness. I needed to see him as the man that I fell in love with, the man that would kick it on the soccer field. And that even though he's not doing that right now, it doesn't mean that's not still in him. It doesn't mean he is not still deserving of being that strong man, even if he can't do all the things he was doing before. And it was just really beautiful because it's not just a mindset for the athlete or the person that's experiencing the recovery from the injury, whatever that injury is, but there also needs to be a mindset shift for those around that person that, yes, if they're injured, it is scary for them and it could be scary for you too. But one of the best ways to help them heal is allow them to be them. And maybe let go of some of those thoughts that you have that they should be doing this or you should stop doing that. And certainly we all need to stay within the boundaries that our doctor prescribes. And if we go too far out of that, then it makes sense to have somebody communicate something to us, that maybe we are being a little too stubborn, perhaps. But just noticing that as we move through life, what judgments do we have about those around us that maybe we do know personally or we don't, that are causing us to behave in a way that maybe isn't the best? This experience made me think of when I first started teaching public yoga. I was teaching at a local gym and the room had about 40 people in it. And when I looked across the sea of people, I saw a lot of older people, late 60s, 70s, some even in their 80s. I thought it was so rad. But I also thought I really need to downgrade or downshift what I was planning to do for this yoga sequence, because it's important to teach to the audience, teach to those that are actually in the room, not just what you would plan in your head before the class. And so doing so, I made things much slower, much lighter. I thought this is what I need to do for this group of people based on their age and what I thought was their skill set and ability. And soon after that class, folks would come to me, introduce themselves, because I was newer there. And, thank you for the class and this sort of thing. See you next week. And this little lady in her late 70s, looked me straight in the eyes and said, "I didn't get my workout in." And I went, whoa, I know exactly what she's talking about. And what that taught me in that moment was that when I looked out at that sea of people and I saw their average age, I immediately judged their ability instead of giving them the opportunity to demonstrate what they could or couldn't do. Instead of just moving through the practice as I was planning, and if they're struggling with it or the majority are struggling, to provide a deep modification or downgrade the class so that they're simpler, softer, slower poses. Instead of doing that, I simply edited out anything I thought might be challenging to this group of people and not giving them the chance to show me what they can do. And so it's just very insightful that the way I treated those people in that yoga class, huge learning opportunity, didn't do that again. It's the same way I've been feeling as people see me in a sling and then perhaps judging what they feel I should or should not be doing. And so remember, the next time you're facing recovery or aiming to improve your fitness, I invite you to shift your mindset the way Dr. Stone does in his book, or maybe shift your mindset to those around you that are recovering from injury. Seeing yourself or the person around you who is injured, not as a patient in rehab, but as an athlete in training. This one change can make a huge difference. Thank you for tuning into this episode of the Fit to Endure podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share this podcast with anyone you feel can benefit from the wisdom we shared today. Until next time, stay active and strive for health as you become more fit to endure. Bye-bye for now. Namaste.